Today we'll be breaking down chapter 3, verse 27 of the Bhagavad Gita in very simple terms. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sunny Sharma, and here on this channel, we study and practice the teachings of the Gita with great devotion. Instead of just covering overall themes of the Gita, I thought I would also start doing verse breakdowns so that we can really dive deeper into each verse of the Gita, talk about what it means, and talk about how to practice it. I recently got a request in the YouTube comments to cover chapter 3, verse 27. So let's go ahead and break it down line by line. All actions are performed by the gunas of Prakriti. What are the gunas of Prakriti? Krishna says that everything in mind and matter is the field of Prakriti. And everything in the field of Prakriti are made of three gunas: sattva, tamas, rajas. Sattva is purity, light, consciousness. Tamas is darkness, ignorance. And rajas is restlessness, motivity, desire. These are sort of vague ways to describe these three gunas. But yes, just know that anywhere you look, anything you see, in anything you see, hear, taste, touch, or smell, in anything you can think or feel, the three gunas are present. Everything from this table to this house, to the food you eat, to the air you breathe, it is made of the three gunas, sattva, tamas, rajas, in different proportions, including your very own body, including your very own mind. It is made of sattva, tamas, rajas. Krishna says all actions are performed by the gunas of Prakriti. So he is saying that everything that is done, all movement of manifestation of universe, mind and matter, is performed by the gunas of Prakriti. Deluded by identification with the ego, a person thinks, I am the doer. So when we identify ourselves to be mind and body, we think that I am the doer of action. Because we have taken ourselves to be this body, the thinking process, we say, I am this person and I do action. I choose what I think, I choose what I decide, and I choose what I do. This is only, Krishna says, this is only due to identification with the ego. But the illumined man, so this goes into verse 28, the illumined man or woman understands the domain of the gunas and is not attached. So the illumined man or woman does not identify with anything inside of the field of Prakriti. Prakriti is anything which is perceived, any perceived object, any perceived experience, including the body and the mind. The illumined man or woman, as Krishna says in a later chapter, abides as Purusha, the knower of the field of Prakriti. Take a look in your current experience. Your experience is always changing, but there is an unchanging knower of all changeful experiences. That is Purusha. Everything that is perceived is the field of Prakriti, governed by the three gunas. You are Purusha, the eternal witness. So when we are identified as the ego, we take ourselves to be the person inside of the field of Prakriti, living a life, doing actions, and we are burdened with that sense of doership. The illumined man or woman here, Krishna says, understands the domain of the gunas and is not attached. So abiding as Purusha, the eternal witness, the illumined man or woman observes the field of Prakriti, the field of the gunas, with detachment, right? Throughout the Gita, Krishna tells us to be even-minded in all things. No matter where life goes, up and down, success or failure, pain or pleasure, Krishna says, don't react, don't attach, remain even-minded. Be the same in all the dualities of life. Observe the coming and goings of all life and rest as the witness, as Purusha. Such people know that the gunas interact with each other. They do not claim to be the doer. So he says here, the illumined man or woman witnesses the field of Purusha. They do not identify with anything that is perceived. They do not identify with the body and mind and then claim to be the doer. They know that all things that happen, from thinking to speech to the movement and actions of the body, is just the field of the three gunas interacting with the three gunas interacting with each other, appearing to be a person in a world doing things. That is what it appears to be. That is what the illusion is. But it's really, if you just sort of like take a microscope to it, it's just the three gunas interacting with each other, carrying out a story, a destiny. The illumined man or woman, what Krishna is suggesting us to practice being like, observes the field of Prakriti, which is governed by the three gunas, without attachment. So the main practice here is to observe life coming and going, happening, without taking yourself to be anything inside of it, without being attached to any particular outcome, doing your duty, doing what, is on the body mind level, while knowing you are not really the doer. It appears that you are the doer, so let it appear to be so, but know within that you are not the doer. All doings are just the workings of the three gunas. And you are ultimately, essentially, only the witness of the field of Prakriti governed by the three gunas. Hold no image of yourself. Don't take yourself to be anything that is perceived. You are not anything that can be said to be of mind or matter. Let me know which other verse you want me to break down. And if you need help with these teachings, consider joining our study group. I'll link it down below. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.